I don't understand why I just can't get better. That was the opening line of a long email I received from a student. She shared all the therapy she was trying, all the work she was doing, and all the frustration she felt that her symptoms just weren't budging. This is a pattern I've seen before where clients do everything right for healing. Therapy, journaling, meditation, and even somatic practices, but still wind up stuck in the same cycles of stress and anxiety. It's maddening, and it may make you wonder, what's wrong with me that I can't get better? Okay, first of all, nothing is wrong with you, but there may be something wrong with the way you're approaching healing. Here's what I mean. What I noticed in this woman's story was something I've seen many times before, an almost death grip level of hyper focus on healing work. As I mentioned, this woman was doing what many of my clients do, throwing everything she could at her symptoms in an effort to force faster and deeper results. It makes sense, right? The more you do, the faster you'll get better. Unfortunately, the opposite is usually true. You see, when you laser focus on your symptoms, that level of focus naturally puts your nervous system into an activated or fight or flight state. Biologically speaking, this is a state of hypervigilance. Your brain's language and learning centers shut down, cortisol floods your system, and the very change you want becomes almost impossible. In this state, your nervous system is not receptive to change. Anything new, especially a new way of thinking and feeling, is a threat to your survival. So it's going to resist all of your very exhausting efforts to bring about change. Of course, when you're in pain, emotional, physical, or both, it demands all of your attention. You want it gone stat. But unfortunately, this overfocus on undesirable symptoms and the fixing of them often makes the problem worse. Picture your nervous system like a frightened cat. You want to touch said cat, maybe pick up its fluffiness and cuddle him. However, if you run straight at the kitty, waving your arms and shouting for it to calm down, the poor creature would scurry under the sofa, probably never to be seen again. But if you soften your voice, sit quietly, maybe offer some food from your hand, over time, that animal would begin to trust you. I learned this with my horse, Shelby. So when he was young and skittish, I didn't force him to face every scary thing. Instead, I made being with me fun and safe. I built a backlog of trust so that when we encountered something truly challenging, he was already prepared to lean on that relationship. Your nervous system works the same way. I've often said that each of us has a wild horse inside of us, basically your nervous system. It doesn't respond to force. It responds to gentleness, play, and consistency. Here are a few signs you might be overhealing. Spending hours each day on multiple concurrent therapies. If you're doing 3 or more different modalities at the same time, unless at least 2 of those have proven helpful for you in the past, you're doing too much. First of all, there are just too many variables here. It's hard to know what's really working if anything actually does. And second, this is a lot of input for your nervous system. Too much change too quickly is difficult to assimilate. Your nervous system will likely reject most, if not all, of what you're doing out of self-preservation. Rehashing the same trauma stories over and over without new change. Listen, talking through your trauma with a qualified therapist is invaluable. It can give you profound insights into the why and how of who you are. But if you find yourself telling the same stories over and over in an almost robotic voice, almost as an explanation or justification as to why you feel anxious now, you are stuck in a loop. You need small drops of change in the middle of that loop to gently disrupt the pattern. This is what I do in my work, by the way. A lot of clients tell me that at first they thought the practices were so small that they wouldn't really do anything, but later realized how powerful they were. Check out the links in the description box to learn more. Healing is the only thing you think about. It's almost like a full-time job. Your days are consumed with appointments with practitioners, You're reading every new book on trauma that you can find, and you're way deep in the internet algorithm for somatics. If healing work is your entire life and personality right now, you're probably over-focused on it, and that's working against you. Okay, so here's what I want you to take away from this. It's very easy to do too much and overwhelm your nervous system, but it's very hard to do too little. Small drops of change introduced gently and consistently are what add up over time, and results happen faster than you might think. So if this landed for you, and I truly hope it did, here's your next step. I created a completely free class that walks you through the exact approach I teach my clients. You'll learn why trying harder keeps your nervous system stuck and how to actually stop spinning into overthinking so you can finally feel at home in your own body and your life without it becoming a second job. The tools are practical, science-backed, and simple enough for anyone to use. You can grab your spot at the link in the description. And remember, your nervous system doesn't need more force. It needs more trust. That's what makes real change possible. All right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and maybe share it with a friend, and I will see you in the next one.